Hey folks, it's Chad here, Airstream in Greensboro, a Blue Compass company. Today I have behind me the new 2025 Airstream Tradewinds 25 front bed. This happens to be the twin bed, which of course you can also get it as a queen bed. And I'm going to put the specs right here so you can kind of see what the specs look like on the 2025 Tradewinds. Now, there's one piece of information that's in this list here that is very different from last year. So see if you can figure out what it is. And it's a very important change or update or upgrade, whatever you want to call it, that Airstream has done to the Tradewinds. Now today, I'm going to do a little bit more of a quick walk around of this particular RV, and that's because I think I have somewhere around 4 videos just on the Tradewind. I think this will be like video number 5, and there's not a whole lot of difference between the 2024 and the 2025, so you can definitely go check out those videos. There's a great video that's an in-depth video. I show you exactly how the batteries are mounted underneath. We pull everything apart so you can see the inverter and all the technology that's inside of the Tradewinds 25 front bed twin. And I do have a video on the 23 foot, so if you're interested in that kind of shorter floor plan, that might be a little bit easier to tow, and you can hit your kind of harvest host a little bit easier too. Check out that video as well. Now I'm going to link all of the videos that I've done on the Tradewinds down in that description below. So if you're looking for something specific that I don't cover, I probably covered it in that video. So let's jump into a quick walk of the 2025 Airstream Tradewinds 25 front bed with the twin bed option now. Now, Laura's not here, so this is going to be kind of old school with me filming kind of what I'm talking about. And I know some of you like it, so you're going to be like, man, this is a breath of fresh air. I do want to show you the top just to see if they've done anything different with the solar panels. So hang out until the end. I'll grab a ladder. We'll go up there and take a look at it. Now, as far as the outside, not much has changed with the outside. There's one big change, which I'm going to hit here in a second. But this being the twin bed model, we're going to have the storage going all the way around, and that's one of the benefits of the twin bed. If you do the queen bed, you're just going to have this one smaller door there. Now the storage underneath that's outside is going to be a little bit larger, but you also get I wouldn't say more storage on the inside with the queen bed, but you get more consolidated storage, like just under the bed there on the inside, where with the twin bed it's going to be split between the two twin beds. Now there's no batteries in this box up front, since the batteries are actually mounted in the back on the Tradewinds that's currently locked, but that's just going to be a locked storage area that you can use for anything that you want to use for. Of course, we're going to have the 2 30-pound propane tanks behind that nice cover, and then of course the 3,500-pound power ton jack, and that is all connected to the battery, so it is going to work even when you have the battery disconnect turned off. Now these white covers here are actually new for 25. We just started seeing this kind of new color. I don't know why they're using a different protective coating for shipping, but the white is just part of the protection and shipping. We take that off before you take delivery of it. Now, one of the things that they did with the Tradewind is put in this new beltline color, so the gray color there kind of matches in with the logo, which is really nice. We did have with you actually see it here with the 2024s, this particular style doesn't like to stick. So something to keep an eye out. And what I would probably do if you have a spot like that one I just showed you, put a little bit of like silicone or something back there and squish it in. What I found with a lot of them that I've delivered is it's actually just a tiny bit too long, and I don't know, maybe in transit or over time it stretches out. I'm not sure if that's even possible, but for a couple of my customers I was able just to go in and cut a little bit of a 1/4 inch off, and then when it laid down it fit right back up and fit flush just like it is there. Not sure what the case is, but that was just something I've noticed with the 2024s that we were seeing. Now of course, with it being a 25, it does have the new bracing in the front to help mitigate front end separation. This is going to have the manual zip-D awning because it is basically a flying cloud with some upgrades. And then with the Tradewinds, you are going to get the 3-inch lift from the factory. And then you're also getting 16-inch wheels and tires. These are going to be the Goodyear Wrangler. They are LT 225s 75R 16s, as I mentioned. They're 16s. And it does still have the Dexter axle below. But with the 3-inch lift, you'll see how everything is a little bit, you know, kind of more in line with the axles. Manual heavy duty stabilizers are going to be standard on the Tradewind. Now you do have power on this side, and then you're also going to have another power socket on the other side, the what do they call it, roadside, what a lot of people like to call that. And with it being a 3000 watt inverter that you get standard with the Tradewind, that of course is going to be on the inverted circuit, so you can't use that when you're utilizing the inverter. Now this unit sold, we ordered this one to come in, and they did opt to do the dealer added receiver hitch option. Now that is limited to a total of 300 pounds. So that's bikes, the bike rack, everything has to be less than 300 pounds for it to be approved by Airstream. But if it fits that spec, then it does work. And then of course this does have the optional hatch, which I think is now a $7,600 option. It did go up for 2025 model year. And then we did the window awning package as well for this customer. And then he does have the convection microwave you'll see on the inside. Standard backup camera you do get with all Airstream travel trailers except for the base camp. The base camp does not get a backup camera at all. I mean, it's something we can add, but it doesn't come from the factory that way. Now this is your roadside. Of course, as I mentioned, we have those window awnings. If you're wondering, these two windows do open. That front window opens. The middle window that's a part of the hatch will open, and of course the whole hatch is going to open as well. And then with it being, of course, an Airstream, it's going to have a smart plug right there. So the smart plug, you're going to get basically 20%, somewhere around 20% more metal and metal contact. It's very easy to plug in and unplug, which I love. And then below that, you're going to have your TV connection, so TV. And then this is a RJ45 connector, which will let you use things like Starlink. And then you'll be able to put the modem part of Starlink inside, and then plug the dish in on the outside right there. Now, this thing has not been washed. We've prepped it. It's ready to go. It just needs to be detailed. And so this is basically what it looks like when it comes from the factory, if you're wondering. If you're wondering. So now I mentioned it has another power plug on this side. That's right there. That's going to be part of the inverted circuit. You've got your city fill, your black tank flush. Remember, the city fill does have a pressure regulator, so you don't want to add anything to that. And then the black tank flush, make sure you use that every time you go camping. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. We've got our gravity fed inlet there for your fresh water, and then your outside shower, hot and cold water right there. And then we do have our gray and black tanks down here, as you can see. Remember, always pull the black first and then the gray second. And of course it does have the little light that is famous for turning itself on and off. And then you do have some sewer hose storage right there, as well as the storage just in the bumper. Now with this being the hatch model, you do get a really nice cover that comes on the bumper. Now we sell this cover in the parts department, so you could add it if you wanted to. It's just double-sided tape. But on the inside of it, you're going to have an extra support to help this handle weight, so you can step on this if you want to. And then there is some more wet storage here in the bumper that you can use, and of course it's wet storage, so anything you put in there is going to get wet. And then this has, as I mentioned, the hatch. Let me see if I can open that real quick for you, just let you see it open. So very cool option if you're into having a huge open space and the rear of the coach. And I will say, most of the Tradewinds that we've sold, of course, has a screen that can come down and keep the bugs out, has had the hatch. We've sold a few without it. So it all depends on how important that is for you. I feel like with the Tradewinds being a boondocking off-grid focus, the hatch has been very popular with this particular model. And then to get that closed, I usually use two hands. There we go. Sorry about that. And I want to come around here. So one of the big updates for 2025, with the 2024 model year, your GVWR was 7,300 pounds. So your gross vehicle weight rating, and that's the gross vehicle weight rating. If you're not sure what that means, that is the total weight that the axles and frame is designed to carry, or at least Airstream says it's designed to carry. And then you're going to have a cargo carrying capacity. Cargo carrying capacity is basically the shipping weight, dry weight, minus the gross vehicle weight. What's remaining is going to be your cargo carrying capacity. So in the 2024 model year, the cargo carrying capacity was 1,100 pounds, which is not too bad if you order no options. But we found when you order the hatch, as this one has on the back, and you order the window awning package, and you get the convection microwave, by the time you get to all of that stuff added and it gets to the dealer lot, you're really like not low. I mean, it was doable. I think it's like 800 pounds or so of dry weight, so it was possible to be able to work with, or cargo carrying capacity, like 800 pounds or so of cargo carrying capacity. So if you were, you know, wanting to carry a lot of stuff or carry a little bit of water with you, remember the freshwater tanks on an Airstream and most of all your travel trailers are not designed to travel with a full tank of water. The expectation for I guess Airstream and travel trailer manufacturers, whatever, is that you would fill up water once you got to, say, a state park. A lot of them will have a place for you to fill up your water and a dump station, and then you fill your water up at that point, and then you just drive a little ways into the campsite with full water, but not necessarily travel with full water. It's not designed for that. Now, can you travel with a little bit of water? Yes, sure. That's fine. You just, like, we travel with our camper like 10, 15, 20%, somewhere around, just like a little bit of water so we can use the restroom, we can wash our hands and do things like that. But we don't travel with a full tank of water because, again, that's not good for the tanks. Are just not designed for that. So, but say you wanted to put some water in there and you had the hatch, you had the window awnings, like that could be tight. Now I did think, like, I think it was 850 pounds is what it ended up being. Once you had everything loaded, 836 maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. That's doable. I mean, that's 100% doable. I think the average family of 4, the RVIA says, carries around 500 pounds of stuff with them when they go camping. Now this 25 model year, what Airstream did, which I'm glad they did it, I guess maybe they heard, I'm not sure, but they increased the gross vehicle weight to 7,600 pounds. So you have extra 300 pounds of gross vehicle weight, which also gave you 1,300 pounds of cargo carrying capacity. So it must have got a little bit heavier, like 100 pounds heavier on the dry weight, but they gave you extra 200 pounds on your gross vehicle weight. Now this has basically every option that you can get outside of the composting toilet. So it has the hatch, has the window awning package, and as you can see, you've got still 1,070 pounds of cargo carrying capacity, which is fantastic for a travel trailer, especially one that's going to be, you know, the boondocking special, or the off-grid, you know, designed camper. So I'm really happy to see that we've went up to 1,000 pounds of cargo carrying capacity. Your tongue weights on these are still going to be 725 pounds, which is great because the tongue weights on the Flying Cloud can be a little bit heavy, so you get a little bit less tongue weight on here, and that's because the batteries are underneath. Now let's walk inside the trade winds. And again, as I mentioned, this has the Fieldstone color option. Now, just like the Flying Cloud and the International, when you pick one of the two colors, the only thing that's going to change is the seat covers. Everything else is going to be the same. So your wood color and here it's all going to be the same. Now this is the 25 foot. I have found since the 23 has come out that the 25 foot is still the more popular, which is also true for Flying Cloud and International. But the 25 definitely is going to be, I think, still going to be the more popular, especially now with that extra cargo carrying capacity. I think even more so, this is going to end up being the more popular one. Now we've got storage, of course, up here with it being a 25 foot. Now the trade winds does give you this extra little latch right there. That RJ45 I pointed out outside, it comes in right here, so you do have a spot for power right there if you want to use Starlink or anything that can utilize RJ45 for connection. Your HD antenna is going to be right here. Your on-off switch is right there, and then of course we have power. USB is going to connect to the back of this JL Audio, which is a great sounding radio for RVs. The speakers are going to be down firing, which is, you guys watch any of my videos, you know I'm not a fan of. Of course, we have reading lights there. We also have this nice strip. The button to turn this on and off is going to be right there. And it's just a little touch button. It's labeled, so if you look hard enough, you'll see it. And then we do have the soft close on all of your upper cabinets. And then coming into the kitchen area, let me turn on, there we go, get that light on. Get that light on. Again, these are going to have these latches there, so you can't just accidentally open that and if you decide to go more off-road, you know, theoretically stuff's not going to fall out. So we got all that storage up there. We also have the stainless steel surface mounted sink with the plywood countertops, and then with your drawers, they also have a nice little mechanism that locks them in place as well, so they can't accidentally open, which I really like. I'd love to see Airstream actually start using that on more floor plans other than just the, oh, that's like a half drawer there. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Let me show from here. That's like a little half one. That's a little bit deeper. They're all kind of shallow. Maybe I've just never noticed that before. Sometimes my brain notices things that I probably already noticed and just didn't realize. But we've got trash can down here. We've got nice storage underneath the sink. There is another storage compartment right there. Of course, we do have storage underneath right here. And then there's storage under there. But with it being the trade winds, we lose two things in the living space area. The first is going to be the storage underneath the sofa. That's now going to be your inverter, all your controls for the different components for your power system, and then you've got your main disconnect location right there. You also don't have the little shelf that pulls out to create the extra sleeping storage, which I'm not a fan of. I'd really wish the Airstream could figure out how to keep that in there, so that you could still have sleeping for 6 in this model. I could totally see a family wanting to be able to go with, you know, a couple of kids and some friends and things, and would value that extra sleeping. Now down here, we're also going to have a limit current switch, and what this is going to do, if you're plugged into something less than 30 amps, you're going to flip that switch down to 10 amps, and it's going to protect the circuit from overload. That inverter is also your charger, and that charger can pull a lot of amperage. It can pull a lot of energy, and it's going to pull that energy if it thinks it has it, and that switch is what tells it if it has it or doesn't have it. So you want to make sure you do flip that switch before you plug it in. Make sure you know what you're plugging into before you plug it in. And then we also have the touch screen here that's going to give you all the information about the RV as far as your grid, production, AC load if you are using anything off of the AC, and then your battery levels right there, and what your solar production is doing. You can also have it add, they don't do it from the factory for some reason. We usually turn this on for customers, but you can turn on where you can see DC power. Now I have a whole video that goes in depth on this screen. I'll link that below, so make sure you check that video out. One of the changes for 2025 model year was new TVs. We now have these frameless or bezel-less TVs. You do still have the bezel here at the bottom, which is kind of it actually feels like it's metal. It's cold like metal at the bottom, which is a nice accent, especially for Airstream, but then bezels going around. Now these are still 12 volt TVs, and they are smart TVs, which is what we have become used to. Now this has the optional convection oven. That can be a propane oven if you want it to be. That would be standard. The option is going to be the convection. It's also an air fryer, a microwave, and a convection oven. And I think you can also make beef jerky in there if you want to do that. I'm not sure who would do that on an RV trip, but hey, you know, to each their own. Then we have the 3-burner stovetop here at the top. I will say with the convection, just so you guys know, we pretty much, I would say 9 out of 10 is going to have convection that we sell. And then we also have this nice pull-out pantry here. These shelves are adjustable. And then you've got your cereal box storage up here as well, that's above. And then on the other side, we're going to have our 8 cubic foot refrigerator. This also is going to be 12 volts, so a couple of benefits there. You don't have the fins up here in the back, so you are able to store more. This fridge is actually going to be a little bit deeper than that outgoing propane / electric refrigerator. And we also have a freezer that will actually freeze ice cream and keep it froze. The other benefit to this fridge is once you turn it on, so from dead off, you know, warm, to on and cool down, ready for you to put groceries into it, you're between 45 minutes and an hour. That fridge is to temp, and you can start using it to put things into it. Where a propane fridge, the outgoing propane fridge, it would take 8 hours, something like that. We go and turn ours on the night before just so we can get it cold enough for us to be able to use it. The 25 foot is going to have the single wardrobe here in the middle. You do have storage there. Now, one thing I do like about the trade winds It does have a mirror here, which we don't get on all the floor plans. Hello, you can see my pretty face. My hair looks good, that's good. And this does have a light right there. Now these little capture things, that's for the legs to the dining table there. So that dining table can come off. It goes down and make into sleeping space right there. I've got videos of showing how that happens. You can check those out. In the long video that we did, the in-depth video we did of the 2024 trade winds, we do that in that. So go check that out if you want to see that. And of course you can see the hatch right there as well. Now, I'm going to swing over here to the bathroom here. For the same bathroom, the bathroom has not changed. Neither has the water heater. So this does have the Suburban tankless water heater. And has a recirculation pump on it. That means that when you turn on the water, and this has currently got water in it, because we have it prepped and ready to go. So with just a few seconds, we're going to have hot water. And right there, we've got hot water. So very quick in how it works. That's also a function that you can turn off. So if you wanted to act more as a standard, let me show you what's behind here. More as a standard water heater, tankless water heater, where it just turns on once you've asked for hot water. You just turn that recirculation pump off, and then it will do that for you. That changed a little bit in 24. There used to be more shelves right there. They've changed that now to be two, or the sliding door here like this. They changed that from sliding door to two shelves, which I like. I like that. That works. Oh, I guess you just turn the whole thing on. No, that's not what it's supposed to do. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I think it was awake. So now the recirculation pump is not turned on, which means the water heater isn't trying to heat water. And if I turn that back on, it's going to be on at that point. So it's constantly circulating hot water through the whole coach. This has a true recirculation system in it, so the pipe is going all the way up. Again, I talk about that in depth video, where I talk all about the trade winds and all of the unique technology that it has. Because this is going to have 800 amp hours of battery, 810 amp hours of battery, and 600 watts of solar on top, and it has 600 watts of solar on top. We're going to take a look at that solar because I want to see if they've made any changes up there for 2025 model year. Now, same shower. It's in a 25-foot Flying Cloud, 25 International, all of those. Plenty of room. I have shoes on right now, but I've still got a 5'10" with shoes off. Let me see if I can get the camera to go up. It's trying to track my face. There we go. So 5'10" with shoes off, so probably about 5'11". I've got a couple of inches right there if you're wondering whether or not you'll fit in here. Now, the thing I will tell you, I do have quite a few customers now that that actually are over 6 foot tall. I mean, 6'3", 6'4", that have Airstreams and love them. They've figured out how to make the shower work. And truth is, when Laura and I go camping, a lot of times we end up using the bathhouses. That's not always the case, but a lot of the campgrounds nowadays have super nice bathhouses, so we end up using those. I'm going to flip you back around so we can take a look at the bedroom here. Now, again, twin bed option here. I'm a big fan of the twin bed because of the space that it gives you right here in the middle. You can actually use this as another room. Once you have the queen bed on the 25, it's going to be east to west. Now, you will keep this little bit of wardrobe that's right here that you're getting on the twin bed. That will stay even on the queen bed. You also get a little bit extra shelves down here as well. I think this might be a little bit shallower, meaning it only comes out so far. Well, I have to come out that far to fit. Close. So, but you also get a couple of drawers down here, and then the bed is going to go across this way. There is a little bit of room to get around, and then there's a little bit of room on that side there. But whoever is sleeping on the far side is either going to have to crawl over the person that's sleeping beside them, or shimmy down to the bottom and try to come out that way. And I do have a video where I compare the twin bed against the queen bed. We can link that above, so you can take a look at that. Now I'm going to swing around a little bit so that we can see the TV in here. Again, 12 volt, 24 inch in here. I think it's 27 now in the living space there, the kitchen area. Now this does have the new GE air conditioner with the heat pump. It also has a MERV 8 filter now behind this little storage area, which is super nice. You're going to have one single control. So if you have one single control for each AC. Now this only has one, and there's no option to do two on the trade winds. If you did something like a Flying Cloud, you could get two ACs. I recommend two ACs on the Flying Cloud. And you'd have two separate controls for each AC. And then we've got our light switches there, 12 volt TV, all the plugs and everything. Again, that's going to be inverted plug, as well as the plug that's right there. So if you need any equipment at night and you need to have the inverter running, you can do that as well. We do have USB plugs on each side right there. And of course, you're going to have the pull-out drawer right here for all your things that you need at night, or things you need to store. And then we're going to have the same storage up front in this area as we do on any other twin bed option. Right there, we have storage, and right here is going to be storage. Now the water heater is tucked back in here. That's why you lose a little bit of space right there. The water heater is going to be right in this area right here underneath. And there are access panels that you can get down to that area if you need to be able to do your winterization and things like that. We do have reading lights down here. Of course, those speakers, there's two zones. There's a zone for the bedroom and then a zone for the front as well. I'm going to come back through the front to give you a little bit, just a shot, kind of let you see the whole trade wind. Kind of forgot what it's called for a second. Right there. Now let me flip this around. I'm going to jump in real quick before I end the video, just show you the top. I wanted to see if there was any difference in how they installed the solar panels from the 2024 model year to 2025. Doesn't appear to be any difference. Looks pretty much the same to me. Maybe the cables are a little bit better connected to the roof there. There's more connectors, it seems like. But you're going to have the two huge input boxes there, combiner boxes. Looks like they're probably combining 3 into one box and then the other 3 into the other box as well. So there's the roof of the 2025 trade winds. Let's jump back in. Again, if you are looking for more in-depth information, maybe about the power system, the solar, the underneath where the batteries are, that kind of stuff, I'm going to clip in a video of the roof here in a second once I get outside and do that. But I want to say, if you're looking for any of those videos, that information is down, or those links are down in the description. The other thing I want to mention, one of the unique things about myself and our store and our company is we own 10 Airstream stores all across the country, from New York down to Florida, and then all the way out to California. We have a store in Texas as well. So if you're in the market and you want to work with me and have someone who tries to be an expert in his field, you can work with me. You don't necessarily have to come all the way back to Greensboro. I do love it when folks do come to Greensboro. I just had someone come from Montana recently and pick up their trade wind. They got a 25-foot trade wind as well. And I have somebody picking up their classic in our San Diego store this coming week, which you guys, when this video posts, who knows. But anyway, so if you are in the market, be sure to reach out. My contact information is right there down in the description. I'll be happy to take care of you. Not only help you find the right